Hi, everybody. My name is Jim, and welcome back to another episode of The Lake Effect Gardener. It's been nearly a month since you've seen me, and I apologize for that. I was rather ill for a large portion of November, and I had other things going on and stuff like that. But I have just enough time to squeeze out at the very last day of November, a November tour. Not much has changed in the garden. Basically, all I've really had the energy and the stamina to do was to do a bit more cleanup. So, with that being said, this is going to be relatively short. Let's just take a look at what my garden looks like in the month of November. So we'll start here at the pergola area like we always do. And I've finished cleaning up for the most part. I mean, there are some errant leaves around, but I've finished cleaning out these beds here over by the pergola area. I had a lot of leaves to clean up and a lot of just debris, dead plants and whatnot. And you can see I also did this very, very large area here. Again, this is something that I really never have gotten around to in the autumn. It's always something that I've taken care of in the spring. So I'm really, again, really happy to be ahead of the curve. And it's nice to know that I've really raked up as many leaves as I possibly can. So getting things moving in the spring will be a lot easier for me. But there's, some stuff here that, well, we've moved into the mud season here. Okay. And it will be this way probably until about mid-May. But I managed to clean out all of the herbs that I had in here. So, the motherwort and the lemon balm and the catnip and the comfrey and things like that. Got those all cut back. There is a rose here. I have no idea. I inherited this rose plant, so I don't know what the variety is. But I think I'm going to be moving this in the springtime. I'm going to move it out of the middle of this bed and probably move it closer to the edge. But it has beautiful, beautiful, dusky kind of magenta rose with a gorgeous, gorgeous scent. And it's hardy as all get out. I mean, you could see down here, it's already starting to throw new growth. So, I really want it to be towards the edge so that I can enjoy it a lot more. And speaking of roses, the only thing that's really green left here is this Gertrude Jekyll that I planted, which has made its way all the way up the pergola. So that's going to be glorious next year. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, I mean, it took, I didn't have a great deal of energy, but the energy that I did have left, I managed to get all this cleaned up. I was pleased about that. I need to cut back my gladiolas in the pot. But a couple other plants that usually get drowned out are these dog roses, Rosa canina. And I've got one on either side. There's one over here too. I don't know if you can see the branches of it, but I think I might move those as well, just to get them out from, all the mess of the foliage. There's still very many leaves that could be cleaned up here, but I did get the brunt of them, which I'm pleased about. It's been critters and critters and critters. They've nibbled down everything now. So I think I'm going to have to invest in some chicken wire to take care of that because, I mean, it's growing back. Look at this. I mean, we've had, if you've been following me on Facebook and Instagram, we've had a couple of snowfalls now, but this Swiss chard is really, you can't do anything to kill it. I swear to God, it's really rather hardy. Even though it's been nibbled down, it's still continuing to grow, and we've had freezing temperatures here. So I'm just gonna leave it be, see what happens to it. Oh, and this makes me so sad. Oh, look at the little calendula blossom. Isn't that just a picture of spring and summer? I love it. I really do. So the herbs are still going like mad. I want to get in here and do some more harvesting of that. Over here, my garlic has finally popped up. Okay, I really haven't gotten to cleaning this bed yet. Still a lot of leaves, but I have some netting here just so that I wouldn't have any problems with anything digging it up. So I'm just gonna leave that be. But for the most part, all my paths, all of my beds are now officially cleaned. Little nasturtium, hanging on for dear life. But who doesn't love to see these summer-like blossoms during the first, the last week of November, first week of December? It's a beautiful sight. It really is. So, a bunch of empty beds here. Nothing really to inspect or to see. I'm pleased as punch that this is all cleaned up now, because this is usually a huge headache for me in the springtime. To get out here and to get things cleaned up and whatnot. And now I can go directly to preparing my beds in the spring, when it comes to digging and turning over and, adding fertilizer and compost and things like that. So I will hopefully have a little bit more of a relaxing springtime. It won't be as crazy. I say that now, but you know what it is like anyhow. A lot of the herbs that I had left in here, like the lemon balm, have been kissed by the frost, but those will come back. And they will keep doing their thing. Coming over here, mud pit. I had a lot of this cleaned out here. This lavender just looks so gorgeous, and it's getting huge. And I am really, look at this. We've had such freezing temperatures. I'm about to get lavender blossoms in December. Oh, and there's some more flowers over here that are still, I have no idea. This was part of the seeds that my mother and father got for me for Easter that I had sprinkled through here. So I don't know what they are, but they are pretty. They look like lavender. Okay, there's a little bud there too. Yeah. So I'm gonna cut some of this back, but part of me also wants to leave these just to see if they'll keep going. This was the chrysanthemum that wintered over. Let's see if it's going to winter over again. I regretfully didn't make any cuttings this year. It's one of those things on the list that never quite made it. Strawberry beds, my apples. I have not been in my tunnel in quite some time, so I have no idea what to expect. Okay. It's starting to look a little tired in here. You can see that the tomatoes are starting to die. But look at that. It's going to be December tomorrow, and I've got tomatoes in here. It is rather chilly in here, so I'm thinking I might bring some kind of a heat source back here just to keep things moving along. Yeah, the cold has gotten to this eggplant. It's done. But the parsley is loving life. I still have some green peppers that are growing in here. And over here, ooh, we've got a tomato that fell down. I'm gonna put this on my counter and ripen it up. Masuna looks beautiful. All of my lettuce that I had planted in here has been eaten probably by mice. I'm thinking, look at that nice little hole there. So, yeah, great. Over here's the rocket, or arugula, which is really looking quite nice. I'm going to be able to start harvesting these pretty soon. I love the fact that I'm going to be getting some fresh greens. The nasturtium is still going quite well in here. I'm going to let it go because I just love the look of it. And I can eat this. Remember that all parts of the nasturtium are edible. Seeds, leaves, and flowers. And look at that glorious bloom. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. All right. I did move my canna in here. I don't know how much longer it's going to be able to survive until I get a heat source in here, but that's really the next step. I want to get some heat back here just for those extra freezing cold days. We have had snow, as I mentioned, and we've had some pretty crazy rain and wind. And luckily, the wind has not done any damage to the tunnel. The snow hasn't been significant enough to actually make a difference, so I'm still keeping my fingers crossed, counting my blessings, and hope that nothing happens to it. My catnip is looking still rather green. There's still a lot of green back here. Oh my goodness. Some sage that's still growing, and this is you can see the motherwort has been slapped by the frosts and the snow and the cold. So, oh, look at these little hanging baskets are still producing some flowers. I might put these in the tunnel. See how long I can keep them going. And perhaps I can take some cuttings from them. So, I'm not going to go up onto the roof today to do, a bird's eye view. I just, it hasn't really changed since the last time I've been up there. So, just going to save my energy. Perhaps for my December tour, I will be able to get up there and show you some pretty snow or something like that. Right. So that is the garden at the end of November. I was glad to squeeze this in because, well, first of all, I haven't seen you guys in a while, but the sun is going to be setting in like 10 minutes. Yes. But what's really exciting for me, and I'm sure it is for a lot of you, that in less than a month, we're going to start adding daylight hours back. The solstice is upon us. And that's like the first step that I have, my first countdown. Okay? So I'm really, really happy about that. I think you're all going to be very happy up here in the Northern Hemisphere to start gaining daylight hours again. And we're going to be making that grand march towards spring. But hey, I just got myself a tomato out of the tunnel. It's going to be December tomorrow. All's well here. So, I guess that's it. I'm going to hopefully start ramping up the videos again. I've got to kind of catch up on life we didn't really get to celebrate Thanksgiving. We're going to be doing that this weekend. And then, you know, I've got some more of those cooking videos coming your way with the other two recipes. The next one is the California chicken recipe, and then the carrot pie. So I don't think a lot's going to be happening in the garden. I have ordered some seeds, so I might be able to share those with you as well. But all in all, just kind of getting back in the swing of things. And as always, I'm really happy that you guys have popped in to see what's going on here. Not a ton, but if you are new to the channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell and the thumbs up. And I'm actually, the one thing that I was really steadfast when I was kind of, you know, down in the dumps, was all of my knitting projects. I'm doing quite a bit for Christmas, so I've gotten a lot of those done. I want to share them with you, but I'm also fearful that those who are receiving the gifts will be seeing them. I kind of don't want anyone to see them until after they've been given. So maybe I'll make one before Christmas, and then I'll roll it out after Christmas so you guys can see what fun little gifts I've made for people. So I hope you are all well. I don't know if you'll be harvesting tomatoes at this point, unless you're from, you know, Australia or New Zealand or something like that, somewhere below the equator. But perhaps you all have greens that are still coming in and things like that, and you're seeing the new signs of life for any of your autumn sowings like broad beans or onions, garlic, things like that. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you're all well. I will see you all hopefully very, very soon. So long.